in league play. So with that, we'll toss it over to Coach Vincent. Following that, we have safety Will Bowler and wide receiver Fred Ferrier.
Obviously a tough, disappointing road loss. Thought our players, we prepared well throughout the week. We came out, we played extremely hard. We took the lead early, overcame some adversity, losing our quarterback, Dylan Hopkins. Continued to play hard, had a chance to win it there in the end. And, again, turnovers was a big factor in this game. And that's on me as the head coach. Extremely proud of our players, proud of our staff, how we continue to work, we continue to stick together. And the bottom line is we've just got to go on the road and we've got to win a game on the road. And, that falls on me. That's on me. Our kids and our staff are playing their tails off. We're preparing. We're doing things the right way. We've just got to be able to, to finish it off in the end and to execute in the end and to have better ball security. We've got another road game this Saturday at FAU. We've got a challenge to go on the road and win a conference game and get back on track, and that's our goal and that's our mission moving forward.
Obviously, y'all have a lot of confidence in Debo, but how do y'all keep him and his confidence up? Considering some of the fumbles he's had this year and these losses. Just how do y'all as a coaching staff, as a program, try to keep his confidence up?
I think Debo's he's leading the nation in rushing. He's helped us win a lot of big games here. His effort, his focus, his commitment to this team. He runs extremely hard. He gives everything he's got. Obviously, being the team player that he is, he takes it personally. He takes it, to heart. And the biggest thing is you just got to learn from your mistakes and you just got to move forward. We got to put one foot in front of the other. We've got to continue to focus on ball security, and that's what we got to do, plain and simple. I mean, his confidence is fine. This team's behind him. The staff's behind him. We believe in him now more than ever, and it's just something we've got to continue to work on.
Is there any way to explain the turnovers on the road compared to home? I mean, it's just the numbers are kind of weird there. I mean, is there any way to explain that?
I wish I had the answer. We've got 3 road losses and we've got 10 turnovers in our 3 road losses, and that falls on me. It falls on me. Our kids are preparing. They're fighting their tails off. They're playing extremely hard. They're playing for each other, and I accept full responsibility as the head coach.
Hey, Coach, just specifically from like a game plan standpoint, when you guys are on the road as opposed to playing at home, what are some things that have been challenging for this team? Because when you guys are at home, you guys are putting up points and bunches, and it's not like you guys are getting blown out on the road. You're in every game, but is there something you can do game plan-wise throughout the week so you guys are more equipped to handle that road atmosphere?
I think that we've worked on that week in and week out. It comes down to execution in critical moments, and it comes down to ball security and protecting the football on the road. And I think we've had great plans. We've had great. We've been put in situations where we've had the opportunity to win it, and at the end of the day, it falls on me. It falls on me as the head coach, and it's something that I'm going to get fixed. We're going to work hard to get fixed. I believe in this team. I believe in this staff, and we've just got to overcome it. And our focus is this Saturday to overcome it this Saturday at FAU.
When you lose your quarterback in a game like that, in the middle of a game, how much does your game plan change at that point, and how much did that change what you did, I guess, on Saturday?
I think, when you lose your starting quarterback in the first quarter, and that's one of the reasons that we've always believed in getting your backup quality reps and experience throughout the season. So if this situation does come up, that he is prepared as he possibly can be. When Zeno came in, I wanted to make it comfortable on him early and get him in a flow and get him comfortable just so he could get used to it, because it's different when you're coming in just for a series and then when you're coming in and you're the guy on the road in that environment against that defense. And I thought that Zeno came in. He did a great job of leading the offense, of controlling the huddle, of making good decisions. I didn't want to put a whole lot on him at that moment, and I wanted him to get in a rhythm and move forward. And I thought he did a really good job. You know, we needed to help him out more, you know, being able to hold up and give him a little bit more time. And I felt like there were some throws that we should have made that he put on the money that we just didn't execute. So, you know, I've got a lot of confidence. This team's got a lot of confidence in Jacob Zeno. I think Jacob Zeno's a winner. He knows this offense, and I think that we'll see this moving forward.
Despite the bitter taste in your mouth from Friday night, when you look ahead of the schedule, not only FAU this week, but games against North Texas and UTSA on the horizon, does that give you confidence in this team that you can make up ground in this conference and not only become bowl eligible, but still have a chance to win the conference outright?
Absolutely. You know, we're not done. This football team is not done. We're together. We're focused. We've been, unfortunately, we also realize where we're at right now. I think there's a sense of urgency. There's a sense of focus within this team, and we realize where we're at and what we've got to do moving forward. But we realize there's a lot of football left, and there's a lot of things that can happen. And the biggest thing that we've got to do is we've got to control what we can control, how we practice, how we prepare, how we work to clean up the things that are hurting us on the road. And that's going to be a big focus this week moving forward, and it has been every week. But there's no quit in this team. We're not done. You know, we have great leadership. We're a tough football team. We're a family, and I'm excited to see these guys take the field for Saturday night.
What is the latest on Hopkins, you know, coming off Friday?
Right now, you know, with Dylan, it's day-to-day. It's something that our trainers and our doctors, we're going to be very careful with, very cautious with. We're going to make sure that he is ready to be back on the field, that when he is back on the field, that he's ready to go. So it's a day-to-day right now.
What will it look like this weekend for the quarterbacks? I mean, obviously you got to get Zeno ready, or have him take a lot of reps. But with the other guys too, do you have to get other guys ready now too?
Absolutely. Until Dylan is cleared, obviously Jacob Zeno will get the 1 reps, and Bryson Lucero will get the backup reps.
How important is it going to be for the receivers to really step up if Zeno has to play, given that, last week he did have some really good throws. They were just a few drops here and there. How important is it for those guys to kind of really, bring this guy up? He's going to be, possibly making his first start if it comes to that.
I think that it's extremely important that the entire offense rallies around the starting quarterback. If it's Jacob Zeno, then we've all got to rise up with him and all, be there for him and help his performance and make his play as easy as for him as we can. And that's by everybody doing their job. That's by everybody rising up, whether it's in protections, whether it's in our routes, whether it's catching balls, whether it's running the football. We've all got to rally around our starting quarterback.
What do you want to see from Zeno in practice this week, or what do you need to see from him, as you prepare him to possibly be the starter? I
just want to see him take command of the offense. He's a confident player. His football IQ is extremely high. He studies the game. He studies the offense. He studies opposing defenses extremely well every week, whether he's the backup or he's the starter. And this is his time. If this is his time, then this is a time for the reason that he came to UAB is to help lead this football team.
It seemed like there were a few times the other night where he just took too long to make a decision type thing. How much is that just a flow of the game, and the more you play, within a game, especially a competitive game, not one where you come in where it's a blowout? I mean, how much does that just kind of come as you play more? I
think it helps a lot. The more reps you get in practice, if he's getting the 1 reps, then I think that just helps prepare the starting quarterback. I think the more reps that Jacob gets, it's just like Dylan Hopkins that we've seen throughout this season. As the game 1 to game 2 to game 3, you started to see Dylan really get in a rhythm and really get comfortable. And I think that's the same with any quarterback. The more reps he gets and the more game experience that Zeno gets, I think the better he'll be and the more comfortable that he'll get.
You look at Western Kentucky, they ran for a season high in their rushing yards. They just kind of really shied away from what they do best, knowing what y'all do best. Is that something y'all feel y'all might have to prepare for a little bit more going into the later part of the season, that some teams might just go ahead and shy away from their pass game and try to run more?
I think, it was a game plan going into Western. We knew the strength. They were averaging over 350 yards throwing a game. We held them to 128 yards, almost under 220 yards below their average. They were 3 for 10 or 3 for 13 on third down, so we held them below their average on third down. I think it just got towards the end of the game when they really got the rushing yards at the end of the game, really that last drive, and a lot of it was our defense trying to pull the ball out. It was trying to strip it out and create a turnover to get us the ball back, to get us a chance to win the game. So our defense has played extremely well all year. They've answered the bell over and over. We've just got to be able to go on the road and protect the football and put it all together to win a conference game.
All right, thanks, Coach. We'll move Will Bowler up to the podium, one of those senior leaders on defense. Will had 7 tackles at WKU and, as mentioned, held WKU to 128 yards passing.
Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
Just starting off, kind of the line of questioning about you guys on the road. As a senior, and you've played plenty of road games and you've been in tough atmospheres, why do you think this team has struggled on the road as opposed to being so dominant at home this season?
To be honest, it's nothing. We all been coming out there practicing together. We all doing the same thing, so we just got to stay positive and keep going.
How do you, kind of on the same note as a senior leader? I mean, how do you kind of help keep this team together and take that next step, after a tough loss?
Really, just staying positive, just keep going as we've been doing. I trust this team, and I trust Coach Vincent. I know he got a plan for us, and we just got to stay behind it.
Asked Coach earlier, just how encouraging is it the fact that you guys still have some quality football teams ahead of you? You can still make up ground, and just the thought that UAB still has a chance to compete for this conference in postseason play.
Like in the past years, we've been in this situation before, so we already know what it's going to be like. We just got to play harder and be smarter on the way down.
As a DB, you've seen Jacobs, a lot in practice. I mean, kind of what are your thoughts about him as a player and his arm strength and just what does he do well?
He's a great guy. I can tell you that. Just practicing, get some for account. When he first came in, I knew that he was going to be one of those guys that we had to lead on to. I know he's going to control the offense this week. I know he's going to be ready for it too.
When you guys go on the road to a school like FAU where heat and humidity might be an issue this week as opposed to, I know we're no stranger to that here, but where the temperatures have cooled down here, do you prepare any different this week and get your body prepared to play in those conditions?
Just prepare the same. Just get ready to go.
Anything else for Will? All right, Will, thanks.
Appreciate y'all.
Now we'll move wide receiver Fred Farrier up to the podium. Fred had his first career touchdown catch in a spectacular fashion at WKU, and one of those receivers that will be stepping up.
How y'all doing?
Good.
Just the same question I've been asking everybody, just the troubles on the road this season. How can you combat that, and what's the leadership like in the locker room that you guys are going to get to Boca this week and you're going to change some things on the road?
Really, if you go back and analyze all the losses, we really just keep making costly mistakes. So as long as we just scale back on those and we just got to keep the same mentality to come back to work, that's all it is. We keep a good mentality, we good. So
For you personally, what was it like to get your first touchdown, and how much when you have a big catch like that, how much does it add to your confidence?
it was amazing for sure. It was an opportunity I've been waiting on. I just want to show the team that they could trust me. I want to show the coaches that they could trust me. I mean, it was just a blessing. But you said confidence. I mean, I knew when the ball came in the air, it looked like how it came in high school. So when I seen it, I just caught it, and it didn't feel like nothing crazy. I caught it, and I mean, that was it. So I'm confident. I'm going to stay confident, and that's it.
I'm sure you got plenty of confidence in Zeno, but when your starting quarterback goes down on the road in a hostile environment, does that kind of take some air out of the sails for you offensively, or what does that do mindset-wise?
Me personally, it doesn't. I feel like Coach Vincent does a good job, especially in the spring and in summer camp with rotating quarterbacks. Zeno got a lot of reps with the ones, and especially in the springtime when Dylan was hurt. I mean, Zeno was taking all the reps, so when he came in the game, it just felt like practice for me. It ain't feel no different. I get a lot of reps with him every day, even routes on air and stuff like that, so it ain't feel no different.
You've had a little bit more experience with Zeno playing, with the A2s. Just, how much more is it going to be for, everyone in that receiver room to kind of really step up if Zeno has to play and, kind of really, kind of be that rope for him to hold while, he gets comfortable, passing.
At the end of the day, it's all really trust. We just got to get extra work with them. We got to see how the balls come because obviously the ball is thrown a little different. But as long as we just come to work, put that extra work in, and just get comfortable with, everything will be straight.
All right. Thanks, Fred.